Hello and welcome to my podcast, Dare to be Happy. I'm Luisa. I'm coach for ease and happiness at work and for positive mindset. So, welcome for another more inspirational talk. So there will be no, let's say, actions for you today. It's just to listen, to enjoy, and to see what is possible for you. So how will we do that? So as mentioned in my last episode 2 weeks ago, I want to share some success stories of some few of my clients. The reason is that I think that when we listen to these success stories, we can get an idea of what's in it for me as well, or what is possible for me. So what I learned during my coaching journey and what I learned, let's say consciously, I knew it before, but consciously learning and knowing happened really during my own coaching journey. Envy, I think that's how you call it, Neid in German. Envy is always a negative emotion. Envy brings you in a negative mood. It sends negative vibrations, and that's what's coming back. So I learned a method how to get away from that. And why I tell you this is because when you listen to the success stories, when you are interested in it, you should really go with an open mindset, not with, okay, it worked out for them, but I'm envy, but I'm now jealous about what they have achieved, etc. But rather think about, wow, that's what they have achieved from that situation, so that's possible for me as well if I'm in a similar situation. I give you a super simple example for that one before I start with the success stories. So there was a friend of mine and they searched for a long time already for a house. So they searched for a house and they visited tons of houses, and it was either too expensive or it was not suitable. It was not what they wanted to have. Garden too small, too little amount of rooms, too few rooms, or whatever, or too old, or too far away. So it was super difficult and hard to find something. When they had something found, then they didn't get it because others paid more, or there was a short notice. No, it's not on sale anymore. So it was very tricky for them to find a house. And they had other friends, also a couple. They started to search for a house. And kind of the third or fourth house they visited was their dream house. The price was right, the location, everything was perfect. So they handed in their offer, they got it, and they bought it. It was a very short amount of time, and it all worked out. So the women were close friends. So the lady who got the house invited her friend who was searching with her partner for a very long time and they didn't even had something yet, to see that house. So they entered the house, and the one who just bought the house was super happy and excited and showed everything. And then the other friend, the one not being lucky in finding a house, she got more quiet. She was really angry, jealous, and she couldn't really manage her emotions. So what she started to do, she kind of, she said, but the garden, look, there's a little hill. You can't really have a good garden. And then the other one said, but it doesn't matter. I like it. And we can even change it. And so she even started to reduce the happiness of her friend. Even she didn't want to, but she was so caught up in her negative emotions, in her jealousness, in her envy that, so I remember I talked to her a week or something after, and she was really sad. She didn't even talk to her happy friend anymore because she was just so jealous. So she told me that story, And I asked her if that feels good. I mean, if she feels good having all these negative thoughts, emotions, etc. And she said, no, it doesn't, but I can't stop it. And then I gave her some ideas of what she could do differently, how she can think differently. So I asked her, hey, how would it feel if you fall into that happiness, if you just accept her happiness and you think about, wow, if it's possible for them in such a short amount of time to find the dream house for the right price in the right area, then this shows me it's possible for me again. Not yet, but now the universe showed me, or the life showed me, it's possible in order that I can get more positive about our dream again. Because of course, if you don't find what you need and what you want, you get into this frustration mode. Yeah, you go to another watching house date and you already go with a negative emotion there. So of course it will not be good. Yeah. But that was kind of the idea I gave her, and she was grateful and she really felt the difference. So she asked her friend if they could redo this first visit of the new house. And the friend she was open to it because she also noticed how irritated her friend with the bad luck in the house search was. So they just did it again. And my friend, she tried and tested, and it made a difference. And guess what? It took still a while until they found their house, but they did. They did. And the process was much more beautiful. So when you listen now to the success stories, I want to have you that in mind. Envy or being jealous will put you in a negative position, in a bad position, and negative things will happen to you. If you feel, and that's normal, if you notice that you have this touch of a feeling, of an emotion, say, hello, dear envy or jealousness. Why is it? And then you just reflect on it. Welcome your emotion. Analyze why it's there. You accept it. And then you say, okay, thanks that you told me this is something super important for me. And thanks that you tell me, or that I have the possibility now to think differently, to really take it as an opportunity and think about, wow, it was a sign. It's possible for them. It's possible for her. It's possible for him. This means it's possible for me as well. This was a long introduction. However, I think this is it's a mindset shift. And I'm also coach for positive mindset. And these kind of mindset shifts are super important. So every emotion gives you a hint. And you can take that, and every emotion is basically the result of a thought. So be aware of when you have that emotion, if it's negative especially, what was the thought you had before that? And then reflect on it. So I had one coachee. So she came to me. She was working for a big multinational company. And I could clearly see she was frustrated. And she noticed it by herself, maybe not fully, and not fully she wasn't really fully aware of the reasons and of the why she feels so strange in her current work. So she came to me and we met actually in a working environment. And then after a while she said, Luisa, I think I would love to join your Trau dich happy group coaching. When is the next group coaching journey starting? So we talked about it and I said, yeah, it could be something for you. So let's have a little chemistry call to understand what's happening and if Trau dich happy is really something for you. So what her topic was, she was really in a dip, in a valley. She did not know how to move on. She was frustrated. She was demotivated. She liked to work for the company she worked for. She had a little team she led. She really liked to work with that team, But everything else, her core work, she actually didn't really like. She did that for several years. And how she got that job was a little bit unconventional. And the universe showed her almost every day, or at least every week, a sign that this is not it. So she got more negative every time a sign showed up. So she didn't take the sign as a sign in terms of somebody telling her, hey, look at this. Do you want this? Yes or not? So most probably not, because it was negative signs. So change it. So she didn't get that. She thought she need to fight against these negative signs and stay where she is and get through it and just work harder, etc. So we worked together. So I was her coach. And when she told me about these signs, she suddenly found out by herself, based on my support, of course, but still she found out herself that these signs are there for her to take the opportunity to change. So she lasted a long time with getting these signs, and they got worse, they got louder. The signs get louder, they get worse, they get more painful until we change something. So if we are aware, if we are reflecting about our situations, if we are accepting our emotions, if we have support sometimes, some people need support. I also needed support and I took the support. We can see them easier. We don't need to go through a very deep valley. We see them and we can change already early. But some people change only when the signs are super, super strong. And for her, they have been very strong. So it was even so strong that there was a kind of layoff in conversation. So at a certain point in time, she understood she has the power to take a decision. She has the power to change. She didn't know what will happen afterwards, but she knew this is now the right thing. So she signed off. She didn't know what to do next. She didn't know what happens, but she knew now is the moment. So she did that, and it was not easy, right? Because from now to then, not having a job anymore, not knowing what to do next, is not an easy situation. However, we worked on finding out what are her strengths, what is her passion, what is it what she really loved in her job, and what is it what she did not like about her job. It's not about saying everything is bad in my actual job or in my past job. It's about observing what are the areas which give me joy, what are the areas where I'm good at, what are the areas where I get positive recognition, what are the areas I really like, what are the areas where I can develop, what are the areas which I might not like so much, and if not, what do I want to have instead? Right? So this is always something where we can learn of. And she did that. We did that. I supported her. So she exactly knew who she is, what strength she has, what she liked, what she's good at. And she also knew what she doesn't like anymore in the future. So based on all that analysis, based as well on her goal, mid to long term, her perspective, what is it what I want? How do I want to work? How do I imagine my perfect day? My perfect work day, my perfect whatever day. So with all that work, what we did together, she understood very clear what she needed. And she started to look into possibilities. And here we go. Now she is a successful business owner. She does what she loves. She focuses on the things she's really good at. Her clients love her. They love her work. She's a creative mind. She worked in finance before. So she also loves to work with people, to support people. That's what she's doing now. And she's super successful. She's content. She is really living her strength. So this is one of the success stories. Maybe I will share in the future some more. Maybe very briefly. There was another coachee I had. We started a one-on-one coaching actually. And I think she booked several coaching journeys because she had a long journey. So she was used to, after 2 years, quit the job, start a new job. Every 2 years. Because she got in conflicts, she got suddenly panic attacks. She didn't really like anymore her supervisors. She was very emotional. And if you listen more often to me, I think this is super helpful. However, you need to understand your emotions, right? You should have them, but you also need to understand them and know what they tell you and then react accordingly. That's what she learned with me. So she channeled her emotions in the right way. She read them and she acted upon them. And she went through conflicts. So with me on her side, she was on the edge of, again, after 2 years quitting her job. And I told her, you can do that. However, it will repeat again and again if we don't solve it now. Do you want to solve it? She said, yes. So I said, then let's work together. We will solve it. I support you. You will solve it. And then you can decide whenever you want, you leave that job and you search for something which is exactly fitting to your strength, to also your vision of your life, to your perspective, to your plan of life. So I can tell you now she doesn't have any panic attacks anymore and she has her dream job. She stayed longer in the organization than 2 years, where she stayed when we started the coaching. She did a lot of improvements in terms of how to read her emotions, how to use them, how to communicate, how to adjust based on her personal and emotional need. And then she found, out of that good situation, she found a great job. And then out of that situation, she found an even greater job. And now she's really living her dream based on what her plan for the future was. So let's stop here. It's already quite a long podcast episode. I hope you enjoyed that. If you are interested in understanding if I can help you with your topics, feel free to connect with me either via email with mail@luisatillmann.com, and then we can have a 30 minutes chemistry call. We just talk about what is it what you need. If I can help you, maybe I can give you already some things to try, and then we can see if we can start a coaching engagement together or not. If you want to join a Dare to Be Happy group coaching, or if you join a one-on-one coaching. Currently, I have spots free, and I'm planning to launch the Trau dich happy group coaching in an English version, Dare to Be Happy. So stay tuned. It will be launched soon. So if you are interested in it, I might open soon also a waiting list for it, because I want to have a maximum amount of people. 10 will be the maximum, because it's better to really have a smaller group. It's more personal then. So have a great day, afternoon, evening, and I hope you will listen in again. All the best. Please as well recommend my podcast to others if you feel it's helpful, and if you want to like it, even better, and tell me if you want to do a chemistry call. I would be super happy about it. All the best. Yours, Luisa.